maybe I would make one. And then Chris said, come on, it's a formal occasion. You should do a program, and you can keep it. And it's also nice as you go through them. Now, you can see that Beatrice is going to do first, and each student is going to play 5 pieces. And this is part of their Royal Conservatory Word for program. They'll be doing these 5 pieces on Thursday, remote, on Zoom, with an examiner from the Royal Conservatory in Toronto. So it's pretty exciting for them. Yeah, so it's a big deal. And I will, after each piece, feel free to clap. And I'm going to discuss what the next piece is and tell you a little bit about the century that it is. Because this is a classical program that I'm doing with these kids. And I'm hoping that they'll stick with me till at least grade 8. And then they can do whatever they want with their music.
Wow, good long-term.
So I'm looking for 4 more years. We'll see how it goes. All right, so without further ado, Beatrice. Now Beatrice is going to play an aria, which is from the 17th century by Domenico Scarlatti. And I won't go into a whole lot on the history of these composers, but they are the best in their time. So if he lived in the 17th century and his music is still being played today, it means it's got longevity. And he was an Italian.
Or else very well liked or appreciated.
Yeah. Okay, so Beatrice, whenever you're ready. Okay.
Oh no, Moxie.
I'll move it.
It's all right.
Your turn, dear.
Is that the full length of the music or part of it?
This is an aria, be part of the set
Part of it,
series.
yeah.
Okay, so the next one that
You want something over here?
Beatrice, you're going to now do Sonatina in F major. This is part of, again, it's an Opus 68, number 1, a part of the series. And this is now, we've moved into the classical period. So we're now in the 18th century, and it's by Antonio Bellabelli, and this is again an Italian composer. You'll see that 100 years has passed, and how the transition of the music in that genre has changed. Yes, it was absolutely very well performed. Very classical style. Okay, we're moving into the next genre, which would be the 20th century. And this piece Beatrice is playing is called Reflections. This is by an American composer called Dennis Alexander. And I'll leave it to you, Beatrice. Set the mood for us. Reflections.
And it's the first one with an actual name that isn't a series of things
Oh, okay, okay.
or genre.
Yeah,
Okay, we're going to go on to the next one, and this is called Solitude. And this is by an American composer as well, Joyce Grill. I want to just say something about this. Actually, this is 21st century. This is relatively new, quite new. This composer is still very much alive. What you're going to hear here is something very extraordinary. Beatrice is only going to play this with one hand. But she will play it so well that it will sound to you like two hands.
wow.
Maybe.
How it could be.
When we first started this piece, I said, "You sure you're going to do this one? It's a tough one." And she says, "I like it."
It sounds good.
It's a good one. It's a keeper. The last one today for Beatrice is The Avalanche. And this is by Stefan Hiller. This is a German composer. This is 19th century. And this is Opus 45, number 2 of the series. Okay. Beatrice.
lot to play with. Okay. May I ask a
So-
question? I noticed that the girls are all in going to be examined for level 4, and they each have different tunes.
Yeah.
How are the tunes chosen
Oh,
for
we
them
choose
at
it.
this level?
We choose it.
Well, there's a repertoire that you can do, and then from that you choose.
Yes.
Oh, very nice.
Maybe we
Not
specifically, they, we, us, we chose them so that they'd be different. They would not be repeated.
Yes.
And there's and whatever.
So how many tunes are in the program for that?
Well, I can show you the book later if you want.
Okay,
There's about
yes.
30.
Oh, wow.
So
And
just,
they have to be proficient in all 30?
no, we've done a few and then we choose and then we focus.
Oh.
So you stay in your head now, okay? I'm just going to talk a bit. So Violet's going to play Minuet in D minor. Where's that? Johann Heinrich Bunstedt. Of course, this is German. And this is the 17th century. So this sounds very Baroque. This is a very stylized sound that you would hear in the courts of the 17th century in the Queen's Palace.
They would have a harpsichord, not a piano. Yeah. That's pretty quick fingers there, like.
Okay, so we're moving into the classical repertoire now, and there would be pianos, which would have been invented at that time. So this is 18th century, and Violet's going to do sonatine in C major. And this is the second movement of a rondo, so she's playing the second portion of this piece. And this is by Johann Anton Andre. Very nice. Okay, so the next one is a sad story by Dmitri Kabalevsky. Dmitri Kabalevsky is a Russian composer, and this is 20th century. So Dmitri Kabalevsky was actually alive until 1987. So this is relatively new. It's in the 20th century. Linda Nemeth. I actually know her. She's a Canadian composer from down east. And this is 21st century. Brings a lot of sense of humor to it. It's quite comical in sections of this piece. And you can feel them sort of flying on a trapeze and they're up in the air. Or, as what you said,
Bird shuffling on a tree branch.
yeah, she likes the birds up there in the trees. So the next one and the last one is going to be the Somersault King. This is the 21st century. And I'm not even sure how to pronounce this name. Mike
Shawnee.
Shawnee?
Shawnee.
Shawnee. I don't know anything about this composer. This is a 21st century piece.